Hello, this is Torin at Connect the Political Dots. I started doing a little research today, going to write a little short thing on Facebook and Twitter, basically about how George Soros is donating money to the John Kasich campaign. To me, this is big news. This is huge news. You have a billionaire who has basically, his whole entire life, tried to cause havoc, devalue money, and destroy economies. So you have him donating to John Kasich, who is the Republican candidate that doesn't have a chance in hell to win the nomination. So you ask yourself, this is news. Why would George Soros donate to John Kasich? Better yet, why would John Kasich accept the money? Why would you take money from George Soros if you're a Republican nominee for President of the United States? Doesn't make any sense to me. So I thought I'd do a little research. Did you know that George Soros invested in Donald Trump properties? A lot of money into the Trump Tower in Chicago and other Trump enterprises around the world. You probably didn't know that because no one's really covering it. Did you know that MoveOn.org officially endorsed Bernie Sanders for President of the United States? MoveOn.org did. Bernie Sanders. And did you know that the Soros Foundation, or George Soros, gave $6 million to the Hillary Clinton super PAC? So there has to come a time where connecting the dots happens with the American people. Critical thinking has got to take over. George Soros has donated to, invested in, or endorsed 4 of the 5 remaining presidential candidates. Think about that for just a minute, because I want it to sink in. George Soros has donated to, invested in, or endorsed 4 of the 5 remaining presidential candidates. Ted Cruz is the only candidate with clean hands in this race. He's the only candidate that hasn't been bought, hasn't been paid for, and hasn't been influenced by George Soros. Take a second to think. If you are thinking about voting for John Kasich, please consider the source of his funding right now. Consider who else that source has funded, invested in, and endorsed. I'm asking you to just think. I don't want John Kasich to drop out of the race. I want you to realize who this man is. There's only one candidate in this race that has clean hands, that is not bought and paid for, and that will do everything that he says he will do once he gets in office. And that is Ted Cruz.